It's Wednesday, October 28th, 2015, and this is What Did I Miss, the show that finds everything that was interesting on the internet today so that you don't have to. If you like what you see and want to show your support, please subscribe to the channel and share the video with everyone you know. Without further ado, let's do this. There's been an influx of apps that are aimed at the dating world. Combine that with the joke that there really is an app for everything, and eventually you'll end up with an app like Thrinder. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I'm pronouncing it. But the dating app with the 3 in front of the name is for finding couples and or singles who want to participate in a threesome. Currently, the app is only available on Apple devices. It launched in the UK in 2014, but has expanded to the US primarily in New York and California. With 700,000 users, the Threesome app continues to grow in popularity. The Android version of the app plans to launch in December of this year. So if you're looking to get freaky deaky with more than one person, I've got an app for you. In Science's awesome news! The first ever functioning tractor beam has been invented. Like something out of a sci-fi space movie, the beam can grab small objects and move them around. The only thing making contact with the objects is ultrasonic waves. Though your first thought might jump to capturing rebel spacecraft throughout the universe, the new technology has more practical applications. The healthcare industry hopes to use it to operate microsurgical instruments inside of patients' bodies, as well as to direct drugs to damaged tissues. The sound waves used to manipulate the objects have next to zero pressure on the object itself, and since sound waves can travel through body tissue, the medical field is particularly interested in its development. The future includes manipulating kidney stones, clots, and performing surgeries without making incisions. You've probably said a time or two that your job is killing you, but I doubt you've ever realized how true that statement actually is. Well, researchers at Harvard and Stanford put in the man-hours to find out how many years are being shaved off by that stressful job. Like similar studies, the numbers vary based on race, gender, and education level. For example, it was found that most men and women with less than 12 years of education have a similar life expectancy to those adults in the 50s and 60s. Of course, the correlation between lack of education and less income affects access to healthcare, exposure to polluted areas, nutrition early in life, and behaviors such as smoking, exercise, and diet. The research graphs are broken down by those categories. They show that non-Hispanic black men and Hispanic women are at the higher end of years lost due to a stressful job. But if you want to get a more in-depth look at where you fall along the line, check out the link below. Something that was just too adorable not to share. Ikea turned 10 children's drawings into plush toys. They plan on selling the stuffed animals as part of their fundraiser, Soft Toys for Education. Ikea asked children to come forward with drawings, and their master toy makers did an amazing job of keeping these things as close to the original drawing as possible. Since the implementation of the charity in 2003, Ikea has donated up to $90 million to various children's charities across the world. The drawings are awesome, and so are the toys. If you want to see all of that, the link is in the description below. In an update to the story from yesterday, the officer at Spring Valley High School who tossed a student from her chair for refusing to leave the classroom has been fired. Richmond County Sheriff Leon Lott said, "Proper technique was not used and this should not be used in law enforcement." But let's be clear, the student is not innocent in this incident. No one is arguing the fact that she was insubordinate and being disrespectful. Even Sheriff Lott said she started this whole ordeal, but also that does not justify the actions that were taken to subdue her. But now that former Officer Fields has been fired, I'm wondering if this changes the opinions of anyone that may have been on the fence or in defense of the officer. My opinion still stands. The student was in the wrong for being insubordinate and being a jerk, but tossing her out of her seat wasn't the only option. And it seems like now the police chief and I share the same opinion. But I'd like to hear what you have to say on the matter. So please, let's discuss it in the comment section below. This last story is a pretty crazy one. I'm not sure if it's true or we're all being trolled, but it comes from Twitter. A woman who's going by the name of Zola took an insane trip to Florida and decided to tell everyone about it on Twitter. It took me roughly 10 minutes to read because it's about 148 different tweets. Of course, there's grammar problems and there's issues, but bear with it. The story starts out with our protagonist Zola in a Hooters talking to a girl who turns out has some things in common with her, like the fact that they are both traveling strippers and that they both have sugar daddies. The girl who she just met calls her the next day and asks her to take a trip to Florida with her to make some cash stripping. The trip gets dicey at best when she gets to Florida. It involves multiple men that claim to be this girl's boyfriend or fiance or whatever. And all the while, Zola is in the background watching this shitstorm go down. It's a story about strippers and prostitution and gun violence and whatever. Honestly, it would make a pretty good Lifetime movie, or at the very least an MTV movie. Even if it is a fake story, it's got good character development, it's got a good plot, it's got plot twists, it's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. But I'll include a link so you can read the story for yourself and let your imagination roam. Quite possibly the best thing I've read today. And that's all I have for today. If you'd like to learn more about anything I talked about today, links are always in the description below. Please subscribe to the channel and share that video with everyone you know. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow when you ask yourself, what did I miss?